All right, so we'll move on to what everyone has been waiting for on this show. That's the reason they clicked on this show, is to hear us talk about the LeBron versus Isaiah Stewart fight. And probably a lot of you are like, who the hell's Isaiah Stewart? Actually, a pretty intriguing young piece for the Detroit Pistons. I think he's actually a decent player, but let me just say this, and we'll dive all into it. I understand shit happens. Excuse my language. I understand shit happens on the court. We don't know what was said before that. We don't really know. There's been multiple angles of LeBron, getting a pretty good punch in there. But Isaiah Stewart, you kind of went a little overboard, man. And I'm not defending LeBron. I'm not defending Isaiah Stewart, but I mean, literally, he was being like escorted by like Cade Cunningham and a few other guys. They let him go, and then he starts running back again. I'm like, dude, that's going to get you at least a 5-game suspension, fine. So what were your takeaways? What was your reaction to the LeBron Isaiah Stewart fight, if you will?
Well, I think like when you look at like Isaiah Stewart, of course, initially the dude's going to be extremely mad because I don't know if you saw the pictures of his face.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
he was
Oh, yeah.
bleeding everywhere. So, I mean, I'd be mad too.
Exactly.
I was actually, fun story. A week ago from tomorrow, so last Monday, I went to our rec center and I was shooting some hoops, and then I was playing some games. We were playing a 5-on-5. This guy smacks me like right here, and my nose is still like kind of bruised from it. And I just didn't say anything because I think I even told you, like, when I play, I just kind of don't get into that stuff.
Yeah, you're just into the game.
And this guy was like so mad. He's like, "Oh, like that's not a foul," and he was like freaking out. And then
You're like, dude, you just popped me in the nose.
And then he came over. He's like, "Oh, that's my bad." He's like, I got too crazy or whatever." Like, but it didn't seem sincere at all. So I just didn't say anything to him. But I mean, I think here, like, yeah, when LeBron went back like that, it did look intentional. I think he wasn't trying to hit him in the face, but at the end of the day, like, you did try to intentionally hit him, and then you did hit him in the face. That's a flagrant 2, and that's an ejection. So, like, yeah, Isaiah Stewart, I would have probably, like, I guess if you're him, then it probably makes sense to go after him after that. Like, dude, like, you just made me, like, bleed all over.
Yeah.
But then afterwards, like, he started going, like, crazy, going back and forth. It's like,
Yeah.
LeBron's not going to fight you. I mean, he like was said, "Oh, I'm sorry," even if it was sincere or not, but then he basically just like shoved himself to the back of the crowd. So he's not going to try and like do anything to hurt you. So I think it was just kind of dumb. After that, he's probably going to get suspended for like a game or 2 or something. LeBron, I don't know if he will, because obviously like he didn't
escalate it.
Yeah, he just kind of did it, but it did. I don't know about you, but I did think it was kind of dirty.
About it. And that's where I said, like, I'm not defending LeBron. I'm not defending Isaiah Stewart, because there's there's cameras everywhere. Let's be real. Sometimes the fans take better videos of what the courts and all that, and the cameramen down there. But like, yeah,
but this isn't the first time that we've even seen LeBron do this. I think sometimes like when like certain pressure gets there. I still remember when he was playing my Bulls, when they were on that 27-game win streak in 2013, and then we broke it that night. And I
think I watched that game, believe it or not.
Yeah, we had no Rose, Noah.
I remember that game.
He shoved right into Carlos Boozer. He didn't move him at all, because like Carlos Boozer is literally built like he's jacked. But it was so intentional. Like, I mean, nowadays in today's NBA, he might have got thrown out for that.
Right.
Just because like it's different. But I don't know, like we've seen him do stuff like this before. So it's something I guess that we need to consider as well.
And if I know the NBA, like I think I do, they will have their people on this, and there's probably going to be multiple. They're going to slow down everything, because I saw like a coach fall down, and Isaiah Stewart went nuts, and there is a few angles of where you can see LeBron clearly doing, I don't know if it was his elbow or fist. So they're going to look at it, but I don't really know if I have any other thoughts or takeaways on that. I'm glad they didn't favor LeBron in this, and I'm not trying to sound like a LeBron hater, because, like, he's the king of the NBA. You think they'd probably favor him and not eject him. I'm glad they did. And I hope he at least gets suspended one game, because that shows that nobody's untouchable, and he deserves it. And it was a dirty play, and I'm sure you could go on YouTube and find a LeBron's dirtiest plays, moments. I'm sure that video is probably out there somewhere. But again, and I'm not trying to pick on the young gun. I'm sure Isaiah Stewart's probably a nice guy all around, but not a good moment. That's I mean, and I get it. Like, if I got popped in the face or in the nose, like you were talking about how that happened to you, I'd be pissed off too. And I probably would have stormed the court and tried to, bulldoze my way through players and people. But that was a little overboard. 4 people were like holding you back, one being your teammate. Great job by Cade Cunningham, by the way, to show that maturity and all that. And not a good moment for Isaiah Stewart, in my opinion. So any other takeaways on that, fight? Yeah, I call it a fight, but like nothing happened.
I saw someone on Twitter, like they did the meme where it was like Isaiah Thomas. He was like, going crazy. And then they did like the rub your glasses thing, and it showed like Big Ben and Malice at the Palace, which I thought that was kind of funny. I don't know who tweeted that.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, I will ask you though, do you think that maybe he went into like extra efforts, like to make a point, make a scene like that, just because it was someone like LeBron? Yep. Because like, if it is a player like LeBron, or if it's Steph or Durant or someone who has like a big name, a big brand, whatever, then they're probably more than likely going to be like the ones getting that favoritism of those calls. So I guess like I'll ask you, like, do you think because of that and because he's one of those players, maybe it was something that he felt like was building up over the games? I mean, he was boxing him out when it happened, so he was obviously like on him a few times. Like, do you think that was something maybe he thought?
And that's where I don't know if I should defend him or like not defend him, because maybe he thought, you know what, I don't care if you're LeBron or Michael Jordan or whoever, like I'm coming after you if you pop me in the face and I start bleeding. Yeah, you might be onto something there. If that answers your question, I think so. I think he wanted to get his point across. He did escalate it a little bit, but hey, I mean, you get popped in the face like that, and there might even be fines for maybe other players, not Cade Cunningham. I think he did a great job of trying to break it up, but players jump in. There's that photo of Russell Westbrook putting his fists up, like he might get in trouble. Like
someone said he looked like the Notre Dame Fighting Irish guy. I thought that was funny.